Welcome back to Streamline Entertainment. It's Marvin speaking. Just a reality check about the Jace Slater case. I was listening to Mama D. Is AAP dropping clues? Is this how AAP, aka Whispers? And she is trying very, very hard to basically give us answers to what happened to Jace Slater, and more than ever, to try and get justice for him. Yeah, we've got the inquest, which is, coming up. It could come up sooner rather than later. They could put a date in and it could go down as an accident. But we hope not. We hope there's more investigations going on, but it's just hope for now. But what got me about Mama D, she's very, very honest and straight talking. And she said about trolls and people wanting answers. This is very, very, very difficult work. Ali puts in, I've got my own business to run. I've got staff to feed as well. But when I do get back, I do get on the case. I then talk with Ali and we go over stuff. She's regular on the phone to people. I'm regularly on the phone to people that were at the NRG festivals. We share information and phone numbers to prove that she'd call these people or I've called these people to actually get things out there. And the reason why I put things out there, because I think it's very, very important for the public to hear. My daughter listens to my channel. My brother listens to my channel. I've got other family members listen to my channel. And one thing I won't do, I won't put lies out there or BS. I'm not going to do that. I want justice for Jace Slater, and I'll fight tooth and nail to get that, because I think the people involved in his disappearance and his murder are likely to do it again and have no respect for human life. It's just as simple as that. I wrote down six questions that I want the public to come back and answer me. What you actually think. What does justice look like for Jace Slater? I mean, are we looking at convictions? Are we looking at basically stopping these people doing this? Doing this again. Even the liars like your Brads, your Brandons, who's not said anything, your Lucys, like Ayubs, Tom, Rocky, Rachel, Luggy, Chris. There's so many of them out there who have not given us the honest answers we want. So I would like for people to really, really look at that question. What does justice look like for Jace Slater and why? And the people we're actually talking to, people, is they're afraid. And they're afraid of taking a kick in or even worse. At the end of the day, but they're actually still talking to us. It's taken us a while to build up so much trust, but they feel more comfortable in talking to Ali than myself. They've said that, so there's not a lot I can do apart from wait until they're willing to talk to Ali again and put some stuff out there about what happened to Jace Slater. That's all we can go on. We can't throw people under a bus and say, give us this. You've got my word, people. If my word's not good enough, then it's not good enough and you shouldn't be watching my channel. I put stuff out there which is true and genuinely looked at with scrutiny. So what happens if Jay doesn't get justice? People, this is an interesting one. Do they all go back to their, let's just say, 9 to 5 jobs and sort of merge back into society and, merge back into these, rugs world, should I say? I was being nice there, but I don't think nice is going to work with them in their cases. Is that what's going to happen and they're going to do this to someone else? I think that's a massive, massive thought. And one of the reasons why I'll make videos and put out there is to make youngsters aware of these kind of people that are users and abusers and that can destroy your life. and think that they own you through threats and intimidation and a lot more. That was number 2, people. What happens if Jay does not get justice? We just have to keep fighting on and put messages out there and hope these people get arrested for something else. We can only get closer. This is number 3, people. We can only get closer to a timeline working together. I think there's so many people working against sleuths and YouTubers who are doing it to get justice for Jace Slater. If we can't stick together, we've got no chance. We've got no chance. We might as well give her up now and say, let them get away with it. This is what they want. They're fighting tooth and nail to stop us talking about the Jace Slater case and getting justice for him because we're scared. Myself and Ali have had a lot of attacks recently, and it is because we're close and we're talking to the right people, and people don't want you talking to the right people or giving you some kind of timeline which AAP is hiding and many others. They want you to believe that Jay basically walked off a cliff. They want you to believe that. What we do know, there's no evidence of Jay actually being, there's no pictures, there's no videos or nothing. All we've got is hearsay from people that we do not trust. Do you people trust Streamline family? Do you trust Ophelia? Do you trust AAP? Do you trust Roman? Do you trust any of them that went back to the Airbnb? I certainly don't. And I think it's a really, really crucial question. We can only get closer to a timeline working together. And if we don't get justice for Jace Slater, at least in our own minds, we've got something that we can tell our children or people about the case. And when they start making videos that Jay fell off a cliff, we can say this is not true and this is my story, and many people will go for it. Number 4, trolls to stop making us, trolls who are out there making us argue. So what they do, the trolls, they're the ones that cause incitement. Oh, don't believe him. He's talking rubbish. He's talking crap. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Once again, you know, I have a lot of people who call me, private messages, people scared, same as Ali. I send them to Ali because she's got the time to actually deal with it and talk to them in a manner where they're going to open up and talk about the case. This has been going on for months and months and months. And like I said, everything which is noted, listed, written down, typed up, we then basically send it on to the police. It's as simple as that. You know what I mean? I want justice for Jay, and obviously the police are the ones who can make arrests and look at the case and look at the stuff that we've actually basically posted to them. So very, very important. Trolls to stop us, and they're making us argue. AAP Confusion. AAP is basically out there to stop us getting to know the truth. And a lot of people believe him. You'll be surprised, there's a lot of people believe him that he was nothing to do with the case. But the more it goes on, the more sinister I think he had a lot more to do with Jay's disappearance and death. I'm just being completely honest there. So AAP Confusion, very, very important. And number 6, Lucy, Brad, Brandon, AAP, Tom, Rocky, Rachel, Luggy, Chris. Is there a connection between them all? There possibly is at the end of the day. And when you look at what everyone says in this case about the Jace Slater case, they want to be 100 miles away from it. They helped. Lucy said they helped. Brad said he helped. Brandon didn't say a word, but if you talk to him, I tried to help. AAP was basically Jesus Christ. I helped him. I did what I can for him. He left. Tom, he's putting his hands up. Nothing to do with me. I feel sorry for Jay. Rocky, covering for AAP. Rachel Hargreaves doesn't want any questions thrown away, as well as Lucky. And Chris, They get mad, they get argumentative when you ask questions that are very, very important to the timeline of the case. It's been bent, this case, from day one. It's absolutely bent that Jay went all that way and then fell into a ravine and wasn't found till, you know, over 3 weeks later. It just doesn't make sense to me. So what we have to do is stick together, people. Stick together to get justice for him. Or even if we don't get any convictions over the death of Jay, one thing we can put out there is red flags to watch out for these people who were involved, because they'll still be out in Tenerife, they'll still be going to raves, they'll still be making trouble for other people, and they'll still be doing dodgy business. And we have to really, really give the Jay Slater case a reality check in what we want for justice for Jay Slater, because we're not going to get anywhere arguing, you know, and fighting with trolls. Like Mama D said, she's 100% right. We have to stick together, because, like I said, if we stick together, we're a force, and we possibly can still get justice for Jay Slater with people talking. Ali is making so many phone calls. So many people have come back to her from Aberdeenshire. We've got a lot of stuff we've got to go through. There's a lot more coming out, people, and we're going to fight to the end. We're going to fight to the end, and we're going to get justice for Jay Slater. And I've got this far, and I said in my earlier videos that I started following the case 2 weeks in when I got back from holiday, and it's sad. It's sad how a young life was lost, and I don't believe he should have ever lost his life. I think he suffered badly. I really, really do think that. And the people that involved, they're nasty, nasty pieces of work. They've got no remorse for what they've done, and they're hoping that this goes away. But what we have done, all the channels, we've put out there what Tenerife can be like. I'm not saying everyone goes to Tenerife and has a bad time, because they're people who lead peaceful lives, but also it can be very, very dangerous for young people. And it's up to us as sleuths, as TikTokers, as YouTubers, even Facebookers, to put these things out there. Don't mess around in the rugs business, because it could be very, very dangerous and detrimental to your future as well. Don't forget to subscribe to Streamline Entertainment. Unity is better than fighting. People want the truth, but we're never going to get the truth. But what we are going to get is people's statements of what happened to Jay Slater, and that's going to have to be good enough, people, because we're not going to get a perfect timeline. But we can get at least, I reckon, 80 to 90% of the truth in the Jay Slater case, as long as we stick together. Don't forget to subscribe to Streamline Entertainment, because I think, you know, what Mama D was saying earlier about sticking together, because otherwise a lot of people will stop talking about the case and we won't get justice for Jay Slater. So it's very, very important that we keep fighting and we stick together. Thank you very much. And at least, once again, at least if we don't get justice and none of these people go down, we can still put red flags out there for people who are still going to Tenerife. They're not too sure, they're vulnerable, we're not too sure what to do with their life. At least we can tell and stay away from these people. These people are dangerous. Thank you very much indeed, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you.